Ladies and gentlemen, get ready, rev them motors up, and I'll tell you what, because tonight on the Josh Nolan and Oliver Shultz Full Throttle Racing Show, #1 on YouTube, we have with us race car sensation, racing superstar, Zeke Williamson. Welcome to the show, Zeke.
Thank you.
So, Zeke, let's talk about your racing career. How did you end up behind the wheel of a race car?
Basically, I started off with my quarter midget, which my grandpa paid for it, and I stayed in it. And I wanted to move up, so then he moved me up into kid mods.
Okay. So, when you started out in quarter midgets, were you nervous at all? Were you just plumb excited to get behind the wheel, or?
I was at first I was nervous a little bit, but then once I got a little used to it, I was a little bit better at it, and I started winning once I got better and better, and then I started winning a lot, and then I had to move up to a junior Honda, and then I got into another car and I got to drive it too.
Okay, so Oliver, I'm gonna go ahead and send it over to you right now.
All right. So kind of going back to the start of your racing career, how'd you kind of get into racing?
I got into racing by my grandpa, and so first we bought a corner midget, and then we went into we bought a property and we made a track off of it. So then I practiced there a lot, and then my grandpa bought this go-kart, so then he can practice with me too.
Cool. So what is your racing number, and how'd you kind of go along with picking that number?
My racing number is 3W, which why I like 3W so much is because Dale Earnhardt, he inspired me to use the number, and he was one of my favorite NASCAR drivers, so I wanted to use it.
Very cool. So what were some of the tracks when you kind of were starting out your career? What were some kind of tracks that you started out racing at?
I started out racing at Broadwell, Taylorville.
Cool. So kind of passing the mic to Josh. Josh, you got any questions?
So yeah. So Zeke, when you got into your racing career, did you have some big goals that you had set for yourself?
Yes, I was trying to, what my goals was trying to improve on racing and move up to classes, and maybe someday become one of the most famous race car drivers.
Okay, so going along that same question, have you achieved a lot of them goals?
Yes, I have. I won 2 times, two features in the last 6 races of the season I won 2 heat races and 2 features, and I didn't talk for the first feature, but because I was a little too shy, but then my second feature I started talking and I got more comfortable.
So Zeke, okay, you said you're running kid mod now. What is a kid mod? Teach us a little some stuff about this kid mod stuff.
It's basically a full-size modified, but it's for kids, and they put a V6 motor in it, and then they make it so kids can run it up to 8 to 16.
Okay. Okay. So Zeke, have you accomplished a lot in Kid Mods?
Yes, I have. I have accomplished being able to pass a few people and being able to actually, when someone going up top, I can pass them on low, or if they go like get in a wreck, I say I'm very aggressive because when people go like there's like this little opening and then I squeezed through it somehow. I don't know how, but it was pretty cool.
So, what else have you learned from Kid Mod series? Have you learned
Uh,
how to read the Have you learned how to read the racetrack yet?
yes, I have. It's very cool how much I have grown in like racing career. It's just cool. Very, very cool.
Okay. So Zeke, are you actively pursuing sponsorship going into next year? I mean, to this year, so for your
Um,
car.
yes.
Okay. Do
I'm
you
always
have a racing page? You have a racing page that racing fans can follow you on? Or
um yes we do. It's Reeser Motorsports on Facebook.
so, ladies and gentlemen, reach out to Reeser Motorsports on Facebook because Zeke would appreciate the sponsorship on his cars as he gets further into his racing career.
And
I'm
maybe
going to
we'll
turn the
try
mic over.
to do it on Snap on YouTube and Instagram.
Okay. So I'm going to turn the mic over to Oliver now. You got some questions now for him, Oliver?
I do. So I know a big change coming from like go-karts and like quarter midgets. I know a lot of people go from them to modifieds, and a lot of times they say like the big change is when you first get in a modified, the car kind of hikes up and
Mm-hmm.
it's cool. I don't know if the kid mods are like that, but what's it kind of like moving up and like getting change in what you're racing?
You kind of have to wait for your moment, and you do have to actually like plant the back right front, and it's basically like modifieds, but a little bit slower.
Okay. Um, so what have like from the start of when you started racing to where you're at now, what would you say is like one thing that you like have kind of changed that has helped you uh from then to now? Like one big thing.
One big thing is probably just Freeburg Racing helping me out, setting the car up perfectly. They make it loose so then I can drive in the corners very good. And it's just a big help from everybody, like a lot of people. I can
Okay.
feel the car just like improving and improving.
Okay. So what would you say, do you have any sponsors that have kind of helped you out and throughout your racing?
Um, Accurate Heating and Cooling, Amsoil, Dave Roth Mechanical, Freeburg Racing, Components, Integ Motorsports, Mark Langston Construction, Metro Moving, Morton Collision, Mosquito Authority, Peoria Rug and Carpet Cleaning, Taswell Bingo Hall, Throttle Bar and Grill. William and my dad is Williamson's brother masonry and landscaping. And Reeser Landscaping is my biggest sponsor.
Okay. So what would you say like is a way you are able to take what is like going on the track and are able to translate and kind of tell the people working on your car, kind of let them know like what's going on with the car and like what they could possibly fix.
Um, like like if I need it like tight or loose, it's like I they kind of find out by like looking at me how I'm doing, how it's like wet, they make it better, or it's like dry, they make it better. And it's like they just move stuff around to make it like good.
Okay. So kind of passing the mic to you, Josh. Josh, you kind of got any questions?
Let's see here. Zeke, okay. Okay, when you're at the track, do you often have like kids come up to you that race in your class and say, "Can you kind of help us out with getting with our car?"
Um, not really, but we can help out people if they ever need it. We do help out some people though.
Okay. So Zeke, what is one of your hugest goals on your racing uh goal list that you want to accomplish?
One of my most wanting to get accomplished is probably getting track championship.
Okay, very cool. So Zeke, we'll turn it over to you now. You want to ask us some questions? Go for it.
Mm-hmm. When did you ever start to like make this whole YouTube thing and like this racing thing?
Well, crazy enough, Zeke, I've been at this since 2018. Oliver's only been on about 4 months, right, Oliver, with me?
Yep. Yeah.
He's only been on this project for about 4 months. But me, I've been on it since 2018, Zeke. And I'll tell you what, it's a pretty fantastic journey. Just crazy enough, Zeke. This all got started in spring of 2018 by a guy that I'm friends with, and he had this idea. And we started out with a 38 member audience, and then it just grew to the point where you outgrow Facebook, and that's a good thing if you can outgrow Facebook. We did that. Had 2,000 people know who we were. Well, then we moved over to YouTube and had to start all over again. But even from when we began there till now, even with Oliver's help, we have amassed 400 subscribers and almost 12,000 views.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a question for Zeke. I'm trying to remember. So growing up, what would you say is one of the people that you kind of looked up towards, to kind of, I don't know, just looked up to?
I mostly looked up to my sister and my brother, and also I like watching like Rico race. It's cool how he like runs the sprint car, and like it's pretty cool.
Okay, I definitely have to agree with you there, because I think I know Rico, and is he like the shorter
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I know. Yeah, I always think it's kind of cool to see someone that, they kind of are set up, not at the kind of, they're not set up at the same aspect of, like, not aspect, but kind of at the same part of everybody else. So they kind of have to work a little bit harder. And it's kind of cool to see that him come up and be one of the best drivers out there.
It is pretty cool.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess kind of wrapping up the show. Josh, you got anything to add?
I actually, that's about it, Zeke, we've got for you tonight. So, yeah, we're pretty excited and proud for you, Zeke, that you've accomplished this much in racing. The future is very bright for you. We're looking forward to seeing where this all goes for you. Um, Last question: do you have any big races on your radar coming up this year?
Um, I race at four time. I race four times at Spoon River.
Okay. So Zeke, I'll tell you what, you ever get in a modified, like a full scale Viet mod, bring it out here to Iowa/Southern Minnesota. We would love to see you out here racing that car. Do you have anybody you would like to send a special thank you out to, Zeke?
I will have a special thanks to my grandpa and Freakberg Racing. They help me out. They like build my car. They do a lot of things for me.
Okay. Thank you very much, Zeke. And you have a YouTube channel, you said, right?
Almost. Not yet, but we're working on it.
Let us know when that comes up because we'll advertise that for you. We'll throw that out there for you guys. Do you have any other questions before we let you go, Zeke?
Have you ever raced before?
I never have, but Oliver has. Oliver can share some stories if you'd like.
I started out. I raced kitty carts up here in Wisconsin, and I took a break from karting, and I actually raced four wheelers. And then I went back to karting. I raced in the junior 2 class and then the sportsman class. And then this year I sold the go-kart, and as you can see behind me, I'm now racing a sport mod or B mod. So yeah, it's kind of it kind of is a nice way to relate to the guests that we have on the show, just because I could kind of relate to how I started out. I was probably like 6 years old, 7 years old, and where I've gone now. So it's kind of cool to make that connection with our guests. But yeah, we're happy for having you on the show. And
thank you for.
Do you have any other question? Do you have any other questions for us, Zeke?
No.
Okay. Well, we'll let you step out, Zeke. We'd like to thank you for being on our racing show tonight. Zeke Williamson, go hit him up on Facebook, Reeser Motorsports, ladies and gentlemen. So, Zeke, I will let you step out. We'll call you in a little bit to thank you in person.
Thank you too.
But we're going to give a little racing news update, and then we'll call you, okay?
Okay.
Okay, not a problem.
Bye.
Bye. I can hear you.
Thanks for having us.
Not a problem.
So I mean, well, they kind of figure that out if you want to start racing news.
Yeah, racing news wise, I'll tell you what, video came out this week of Antron Brown when he won his first pro stock motorcycle race. And that's been about 20 years ago. And that was quite interesting for them to actually talk to him about that. But yeah, and it's, there's a lot of things going on. There's even people out there testing nowadays. I seen a video yesterday, ladies and gentlemen, that I was going to be watching this. They even have an electric dragster, which is going to be kind of cool to see that in competition eventually. They've got a dragster that's going to run like quarter-mile stuff electrically. That's going to be quite interesting to see. Yeah.
Also racing news. This is kind of the more road type of things. Because I was kind of looking into the Le Mans stuff, and I saw some news about Ferrari possibly trying to kind of gear towards electric a little bit, maybe, and other companies like that.
Quite interesting.
Yeah, I think it is. I don't really know how I feel about the electric stuff yet, but I mean, I guess we'll see how it works out. I know a big part of it is weight. I think a big part about Le Mans is like the weight of the cars and stuff like that. And I think once we see cars move to electric, I think we'll see faster lap times, but I think it'll bring a lot more issues with it too, not just all pros.
Yeah, and another thing too, Oliver, racing wise, sprint car stuff overseas. Carson Macedo picked up a win over in Australia the other day, so congratulations to Carson Macedo. But one of our former guests, you weren't on here when I had him on here a long time ago, but one of our former guests celebrates his 19th birthday today, and that's Dolan Murray, the Game Changer. So congratulations to the Game Changer, Dolan Murray. Happy birthday out there. Otherwise, Oliver, racing-wise, NASCAR is getting ready to gear up here in the next month and a half. But it's going to be interesting to see how Legacy Motorsports does because they're moving from Chevrolet to Toyota, which is going to be quite interesting to see where that goes.
Yes, it will. And then I was kind of talking with my dad too, and I know that just like you said, the Australia stuff, I've seen that the dirt side of that is starting to pick up traction, so that would be cool to see.
Oh yes, exactly. But I want to thank you, Oliver, for helping me co-host this tonight. So let's end it together. Let's thank our sponsors and end it together. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to thank Dirt Track Race Cars, dirttrackracecars.com/Dirt Track Race Cars Company, that is. Go hit them up for all your racing diecast needs. Got some awesome 164 scale sprint cars out there. 3 of Doug Wolfgang's, 1 of Dane Lasowski's, and 1 of Sammy Swindell's. Go stag them 5 up. They also have a club that you can join, a fan club type deal where you can be the first ones to be notified of the new 164 scale sprint cars when they come out. They also have the blank 124 scale dirt mods, dirt stock cars that they have out in 124 scale. So go snag them up also at dirttrackracecars.com, Dirt Track Race Cars Company. Also would like to thank Brody Manning Motorsports for helping us out with this, and New England Hemophilia Association / Walking with Waylon Page. Waylon Page doing some awesome adventures of his own. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to be on our racing show or sponsor our racing show, feel free to email us at jjnolan151@gmail.com, or you can call or text us at 712-209-7138. Or, ladies and gentlemen, so we would like to thank all the drivers for being a part of this. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, you guys have a good night and enjoy this night from the Josh Nolan and Oliver
Schultz Full Throttle Racing Show #1
on YouTube. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, have a good night. Okay.